Last thing on this is just one quick pivot to a different topic. Maybe it's related. You said, from the forces you get outside from other people.
We said what?
You said something along the lines of the trust gets eroded by other people.
Your trust gets eroded by your consideration of thoughts that don't match what your inner being knows, because you're calibrating to other people instead of to your inner being. Nobody can erode anything but you.
Okay, because sometimes it feels like it is coming from myself.
Well, it always is, 100% of the time. But you are influenced. In other words, anything that you give your attention to, most people offer most of their vibration in response to what they are observing. So we get why it would be logical that you would do much more observing of what you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch than of the non-physical that is something that you're tuning to, that you can feel. We get why. We're just wanting you to know why, so that you can do what really works better for you. Really good questions.
One more quick thing. So you said something about wealth, or maybe this is just in the context
prosperity of any
prosperity
kind.
Of attraction.
Prosperity of vitality, prosperity of abundance, prosperity of clarity.
Yep. So I've generated something outside of what I even thought was possible. Now that it's actually coming, there's actually a fear.
I have to let you know, you cannot generate something outside of what you believe.
So I believed it.
And now for it to come.
Now it's here.
Yeah.
But
now what are you doing with it?
It's not, I'm not feeling how I thought I would feel. That's...
Finish that sentence. I'm not feeling
how I thought I would feel once it came.
That's because when you didn't have it, you thought when it came, it would be like amazing in extraordinary ways. But in order for it to come, it had to feel like the next logical step. So once it got there, it's like the next logical step, which is really a good thing.
It does.
But now you have to find something else in your anticipation that really rings your bells in order to attract beyond what is. Okay.
So I guess the point of this conversation, I don't know if anyone else resonates with this, but...
They all do.
It felt, and this is something with a lot of, not just prosperity, but let's talk about prosperity, it felt like it was so out of reach, and now that it's here, I feel like I could lose it.
But it didn't stay feeling out of reach. That's the thing that we want you to hear from us, because this is what people do. They forget where they were, and then they talk about where they are, and then they confuse the people that are wanting to get there. If you don't believe something, it can't come, period.
But why do I feel like I could lose it at any moment?
Because you could with those thoughts. That's why those thoughts feel like that. Those thoughts are not the thoughts your inner being is thinking, and that's why they feel to you.
Yeah.
So when you feel that thought, don't freak, don't worry, just think, yeah, I recognize that insecurity. I'm not going to foster that anymore. We made a very...
Absolutely. And sometimes I do get inspirations. Like, for example, recently I want to move to a new space. What about the timing of it? When you have the inspiration, what is the timing of to put the trigger and do that?
Now, this is really good. You said I received inspiration to move to a new space.
Right.
So you were in a logical place where the timing to receive that inspiration came. Mm-hmm. So does that mean move today? No. There's more inspiration that's coming. The best word that Esther can find that matches the vibration that we wish for you is a feeling of anticipation. Not dread, a feeling of anticipation. Just keep that anticipation alive. I don't know where it's going to be or when it's going to be, but I know I'm going to like it. And I know that it's going to have this and this and this and this. Be as general as you can be to keep your anticipation alive. How's that? As general as you can be to keep feeling good about it. And if you find yourself not feeling good about it, then become more general, more general, even vague about it. Like when you begin to receive inspiration, get more specific. If you reach a place where it's not moving, then just stop there and bask in how far you've come. You see, what we really like about this conversation, you all don't like it nearly as much as we do. What we like so much about this conversation is that we know for sure that what you want is going to manifest into the dollars, into the place to live, into the whatever it is. We know for sure. There's not any reason for it not to, other than you haven't figured out how to be a vibrational match to it yet. And so as you are caring about the way you feel, less urgency and more anticipation as you move along, what begins to happen is you develop a habit of worrying less and anticipating more, trusting more, doubting less, until it just feels illogical to you to worry about stuff. Esther has some dash cards to put on the dashboard of the car. And when you read it, you can't read it, it's backwards, but when you lay it on your car and it reflects onto the windshield, it said, things are always working out for me. And one time, she sent them to the printer, and the printer printed it, things always work out for me. And Esther had them throw the whole batch away, because that's not what it's supposed to say. Things are always working out for me. Things are in this moment working out for me. They haven't worked out for me. That's not the point. That's not any of my business. Right now, this red hot minute, things are always working out for me. Now, whether I know it or not is another story. Whether I believe it or not is another story, but that is what's happening. So the more you come to know that, since things are always working out for me, what does it feel like when you know things are always working out for you? Feels like, yay. Feels like, yes. Feels like, I know. It feels like, yes. It feels like, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? It feels like, yes, it's the most natural thing in the world. Things are supposed to be working out for you. That's who you are. That's what you knew when you came. And if you don't know it now, it's because you've been watering that knowing down by observing others who don't know it, who keep blocking themselves from it until people have built up such belief systems that you fight over who the chosen ones are, who the blessed ones are. Oh, you have to be born under this lucky star, under this lucky star. You have to stand on your head and do this ritual, or wear this around your neck and do this. And we say, you just have to feel good more of the time, and whatever you want will come to you.
Absolutely. So do you mean that right now, since I still feel doubts, for example, moving to a new space?
Right now, since I still feel doubt, you got one thing to do. Get rid of the doubt. And if that means take a nap, then do it. Do not struggle against doubt. Trying to struggle against doubt just makes doubt say, what about this? What about this? What about this?
So it means it's not the right timing to do that right now.
We wouldn't try really hard to get rid of doubt. That's what we said earlier when you first started talking about it. You started your conversation with us. You talked about the best job you've ever had. We could all feel how you were feeling about that. And then there was a dun dun dun, and then. And so that's the moment that you might be able to turn it. And if you can do, and if you can't, because sometimes we get your lives, you can't stop right in the middle of a conversation with someone and say, hold it, I've got to replace my doubt with knowing. This conversation has made me feel doubtful. I blame you personally. So I'm just going to put you on hold for a minute while I do some processes in my mind and I clean up my vibration. We know that's not practical. But a lot of the time, you could do it right then. And then later that day or the next day when you do your processes, what Esther would do, if there's something she really cares about and she had negative emotion and she knew that she had it and she didn't do anything about it, Esther plays what she calls the marble game. She gets a sheet of paper and puts something in the circle of how she feels, doubt in this case. And then she writes up here on the edge what the doubt was about. Well, I was thinking about this, and then someone said that, and then I thought this, and now I feel doubt. Doubt, she puts in the center of the circle. Well, she knows doubt isn't where she wants it to be, so now she's got this open time. It's early in the morning, the phone isn't going to ring, or it's late at night, nobody needs her for anything. It's just her time to do something about this feeling. So she just looks at this little word sitting there, and then she just thinks on the other end of the stick about that. And she thinks about all of the things that are working in her life for which she has no doubt. The sun's coming up tomorrow. I'm fairly certain of that. You can be as general or as clear as you want to be. By the time Esther has written her way around the edges of all these little circles that she puts around, she has a new word to put there. And it's not always ecstasy or absolute knowing. Sometimes it's just an improvement from doubt. But anything that feels a little better, and then she just keeps working on it until on that subject, that doubt does not exist. You see, you're complicated, all of you are. The story that we've been telling you lately to get your attention, we know we're 4 minutes over time, so this will be a 1-minute story. It's like you have a bag of marbles that represents whatever's actively vibrating within you. It's your point of attraction. Everybody else has got a bag of marbles too. Let's say you show up at work and you've been thinking about how far ahead of you some of these people are, and it makes you feel insecure or doubtful or maybe a little worried. And so those marbles are activated. Well, anybody else around you that has active marbles, that's who your world is right now. Law of attraction is going to line you up with people that are going to feed your doubt. So it would have been good for you to have done something about that before you showed up. So you could have made a list of positive aspects about your job, about that place that you'd love to be. You could be thinking about what it looks like and what it feels like and how over the moon you are about being there. And those are the people you're going to meet up with. So then you meet up with the people that feel like you feel, and maybe some of them at one time felt like are feeling doubtful, but they don't feel that anymore. Everyone is a mixed bag. Even those that are prospering sometimes have moments of doubt. So you can't go by what anything says on paper. The law of attraction is not matching you up with people in the hallway or otherwise based upon what their W-2 form says and what your W-2 form says, how much income you've earned. The law of attraction lines you up with what's active in your bag of marbles when you meet in your now, which is where all of your power is. So if you've just done lists of positive aspects and you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and you're in love with life and so happy to be there, the law of attraction is going to match you up with people that feel like that now. Not always, now. Not always, now. And the more of those rendezvous you have, the more ideas will come. They'll let it slip. I did this. You say, ooh, that's a good idea. Thank you, universe. Sounded like it came out of their mouth, but it didn't. The universe lined you up with someone so it could come out of their mouth. See what we're getting at? There are people ready to tell you their secrets. The universe knows who they are and where they are. You got to be ready to receive them when they're there. This was a really good conversation on prosperity. This is a good time for...
So last thing. So my daughter is dating this guy, and he's a great guy.
Can you hear? Daughter dating a great guy.
Dating a great guy. And all I want for him, which I suppose is part of what I want for her, is that he can have that interconnection. And I suppose that what brought me up here with this question is, and talking about how do we reach out to our young men is I know him a little bit now, and I see what he's struggling with, and it's some of those same things, you know, that...
So here's the thing. You can't be the stage manager or the dating manager or the law of attraction manager. Yeah. But what you can do is you can stand in your power and you can put easy existing matches into your bag of marbles. This is the bottom line of what you're all reaching for. You can, by understanding and focusing, you can clarify your bag of marbles, harmonize it with the power that is really you, to the point that you can be one of the reasons in this moment and in this moment and in this moment that he gets a glimpse of who he is through your eyes. But if you're worried about him, that's the glimpse he gets. And now, don't you just want to go out and put deliberate marbles in your bag and see what happens? Not to control others, but to control your point of attraction so that the universe can demonstrate to you how blessed you are, how seen you are, how powerful you are? Yeah, really good conversation. We would like to proclaim this as the best conversation we've ever had. The best conversation we've ever had.